Hey, what's up guys? UrAvgWarGamer back with another video. And today I'm gonna be featuring the Tier 10 American reward carrier, the Franklin D. Roosevelt. This ship is available for steal, 33,000 price, and I want to give you a solid review, an honest one, since I've been playing this game for a long time, especially carriers as well, like being like following these carriers, changes since carrier work. I know a lot of things about the carriers, and to just give you basically an idea how okay as a carrier player I am, so that these opinions might matter to you a lot. You can go and check the WoW's numbers, where I am basically on the top 5 in the EU server for Franklin D. Roosevelt, the ship, it's the carrier itself. You can see, you can go down in the description below for captain skills and commander skills, like the other things. Although the commander skills are gonna change, and that's why I will make another video. So, Franklin D. Roosevelt. As you can see, I dropped the bombs, 8 of them, on a DD. Well, these bombs, they fall the way the bombs work on Audacious. Basically, they're like carpet bombs, but they are not carpet bombs, but they are still Midway bombs, and there are 8 of them. And the reticle is small, and the drop takes some time, unlike Midway bombs that just drop quickly. These bombs do a lot of damage, as simple as that. And Franklin D. Roosevelt is a ship that really strong against battleships and heavy cruisers, as I will show you a couple of clips where I can basically harass them the entire game without fearing of my planes losses, because the planes of this carrier is just so tanky. We're talking about 60,000 HP in total of 14 squadrons, 14 planes have 59k HP. This is by far, I think this is like almost double in compared to Midway. Midway HE bombs. Midway HE bombs comes around 30k HP with its full squadron, but the FDR bombs has like double the HP compared to Midway of full squadron, which is kind of insane. And if you are in a destroyer, a lot of people think that FDR might be stupid against destroyers, but for some reason Wargaming decided to make rocket planes such that they don't do much against destroyers. And I will show you the last of the clip. Why is that? Why the rockets are not gonna do that? On the other hand, it's the bane of battleships. Enemy battleships absolutely should fear from FDR. And as you can see, the way I'm maneuvering the torpedo bombs and making the reticle like aim such that even if the ship is maneuvering, I can cancel his maneuver, because I also maneuver my torpedo planes and just drop my payload, which is in this case 8 of them. Somehow I probably potatoed a bit. I could have aimed it even better by maneuvering my torpedo planes, but since he maneuvered to those torpedoes, I can come with another strike run. As you can see, I have still almost full squadron, and all he's doing is like ticking my planes and not doing damage at all in the first place. I'm doing the same thing, gonna maneuver in such a way my torpedo planes that I will deliver my payload as better as I can. And my only one thing, I mean, as you can see, one more thing, that after dropping the payload, it has 25 seconds of cooldown, which basically means you need to either get out of the AA or have to dodge the flags in order to make your fighter planes survive and do another attack run and another till actually that battleship dies. Now I able to get the flood, and he's getting flooded right now, and my damage is ticking, and you can see I'm like dropping multiple strikes upon strikes, and that Republic in no way can do about it. He is in huge trouble because he is alone, of course. He's isolated, and there's no other ship that is giving him AA support or cover. And I got another flood, and that's also a perma flood. Unfortunately, his damage count didn't come back, so I dropped like 4 times on a Republic with impunity. Like, I didn't even care about his AA at all. That's where I think the design of this carrier is not good. I think this is like I killed this Republic with the help of my teammates, and he's dead. It's a ranked battle, and the battleship is the first one to lose, like in the enemy team. This is what FDR is. I know it's 5 minutes down, but a Midway can't able to do that because Midway doesn't have these HP and tankiness to drop him multiple times at the same time. He has to come back and do the stuff. By the way, this time this Hargumo is got hired by Z52 and I able to land a perfect drop. And look at, you see in this situation it's perfect to drop a bomb, and it's still like 3 bomb hits. So bombs dispersion is not like crazy, and you will have this RNG effect when you drop the DDs. Especially if the DD maneuvers, it becomes even more harder to drop the bombs, which basically makes FDR not very good against destroyers, but excellent, like slight. I think it's overpowered against battleships, since it's just don't care about AA much. And then it can also wreck the cruisers, especially heavy cruisers that cannot maneuver that much. It makes life extremely hard for these ships that are isolated, that are pushing, and that just can't have a cover. They're just constantly spotted because of how the mechanics work right now of this air spotting. And this Yamato, who is even thinking of pushing, he just can't push. If you are in a GK, if you are in Ohio, if you are, for example, in Thunder, well, Thunder should never supposed to push, but if you are in any battleship, if you are thinking of pushing and FDR is on your flank, you are dead. Okay, this drop is very unfortunate. I want to make it as good as I can, but I potatoed. So that is something else. Unfortunately, the game lagged here, and yeah, that's my fault entirely. I'm sorry for inconvenience, but still, regardless. This Yamato have no chance of disengaging. He's trying to get back, but he overextended. Because of the help of FDR and other ships, I able to kill him. And there's no way he can survive this. He's dead. Absolutely dead. This drop might kill him. He's trying maneuvering, but it's not gonna work. It's dead. So you can see I helped my teammates to kill both of their capital ships, the Republic and the Yamato. Republic was not even in a position to, push, but I still killed him with the help of constant harassing. And then our Yamato pushed in and he's dead. So this is what FDR is in a nutshell. Ability to kill battleships extremely easily. Now, I'm not gonna say easily, but if you able to drop them a couple of times, you will get fires and flood, regardless how much he maneuvers, because you can outmaneuver them. This is insane. This is ridiculous because you want to dodge, but Heavy can cancel the effect of dodging, and now battleship is in a position where you just can't do anything. This is what I despise of this design of the FDR. Look at the Burgon also pushing, but he has no chance of flanking because FDR is on his flank. Out of nowhere I make a crossfire, and now Burgon is in no position to push. He has to kite back or he's dead. And how he cannot kite back because of constant spawning. I got 4 top hits. He tried to maneuver, but top damage still hurts because if you hit on top build, it's a citadel damage, right? And if you hit a flood, then you will force him to his DCP. And my 25 seconds of cooldown actually helps this in doing that. So that now his damage con is down, and now I can just drop him again to get a perma fires or flood. And that's where FDR is different from Audacious and Midway. I'm not gonna lie, I'm serious. It just straight up power grabs the Audacious, because Audacious neither has pen on its bombs and rockets, nor it has a lot of alpha damage that FDR has at the moment. So it has USA ammunition, but it kind of behaves, the planes behave like, the Audacious drops. Like the torpedoes, you can maneuver torpedoes and you won't lose aim. You can maneuver bombs and you won't lose aim, which is which the good things of audacious, like British line, slapped into the with the US ammunitions. So now you have the best of US planes, US ammunition planes, like US payloads, and then you have the best of the British style, dropping. So you have these two big advantages in one carrier, that is FDR. So in a battleship, if you are alone, you are dead. Especially if it's a good carrier player. If you are in a heavy cruiser pushed in, unfortunately you are also dead. Because if carrier just caught you off guard, you can't disengage. You are dead. The bombs are disaster. The FAA can work. Now, you might say that FAA might not work. The thing is, if it all depends on the carrier. If it's a carrier is good, he can dodge your FAA red flags, and he does that successfully. He managed to just bypass that defense AA bubble or aura, and then he will come back again. And by the time he will drop his payload and he will come back again, your FAA will be off. You cannot come up with that. By the way, apart from killing battleships and cruisers that are off guard and that are like isolated, it's extremely good in killing carriers, because carriers are really, big targets, and torpedoes are such that you can do massive damage. The rocket planes that I didn't talk about. The rocket planes are probably out of both of these, like out of all the attack runs that he has, types that he had. The attack run, the fighter planes, the rocket planes are probably the worst out of these things. Like your main, this is the second game, and you will see that I will just gonna show you a clip where it's gonna be even more ridiculous against battleships that are isolated. And even if there are like couple of ships that are maybe giving him cover, it still doesn't matter, because you have to just get out of the AA aura, and you have to take less damage from flags. And if you do that successfully, you have this insane ability to drop over and over and over again. Talking about the rockets are 52 of them in 2 planes. So, and they have 32mm pen. I will show you the clip just at the last moment that what rockets are capable of, but they are probably best against cruisers and maybe situationally good against destroyers, and that's also very situational, because if DD is perma-spotted by someone, then you have this ability to drop rocket planes on a destroyer. Otherwise, it's virtually impossible. It's impossible to drop him because of the way it works. Heavy cruisers like Yoshino, Alaska, Stalingrad are extremely vulnerable because they are still thick and have this wide size, which means that most of the bombs gonna hit out of it. And you can see, as you can see, I have pre-dropped some planes, and I'm using only 9 of the squadrons, but I still have enough HP on my planes to deliver another strike. And this time I'm gonna go for the Yamato, which is almost full HP, to get the best out of it. Yamatos are extremely vulnerable, as so the Shikishima. Continuous AA damage in FDR is very... It doesn't matter if you have continuous AA damage. You cannot do much about it. It's not possible. And that's why the Yamato in the chat is also talking about the AS does nothing. Well, Yamato does not have AA from the start. It makes even more ridiculous the FDR. Alright, I'm gonna comment through this entire game now, after I'm telling you this specification of FDR. I will briefly summarize why it's a flying Conqueror. Because it is excellent in farming battleships. It is very strong against cruisers that are most of the time bow in, or even if they are kiting away, you can use rocket planes, because rocket planes also does hurt pretty much, but they are out of all the less useful out of those torpedoes and bombs. You will less use the rockets apart from anything else. Okay, so I have, in this case, I have this whole full squadron, 59,000 HP, full HP almost, no, not full HP, 20% less HP Yamato. And now the harass time begins. This Yamato is kiting in kiting position, trying to do something for the team, and he's gonna have a huge trouble because of the FDR, because it's very maneuverable. Got incapacitation, which literally means that he damage conned his he damage conned, okay, so that he continuously maneuver his ship fast and quickly. You don't want an engine to go down, right? Alright, I got my timer done, like 25 seconds cooldown is up, and now I can drop another run on the Yamato. 8 torpedoes coming onto the Yamato stern broadside, and I'm gonna maneuver to cancel his maneuvering ability, and I'm gonna drop my payload. 8 of the torpedoes gonna hit him again. Okay, I got 7 torpedoes and another incapacitation, most likely the engine. His second time engine goes out, which means he might be stopped. Like his engine's gonna be really kicking his butt, to be fair. He might not be able to maneuver too fast now. Maybe he able to do, but I'm not sure. Alright, for some reason Yamato has DCP. I have no idea how, but he has DCP, so his engine is still working at the moment. So yeah, he's perfectly fine. This is the third strike run now. I got lucky and I got double floods. So he has double floods on his ship, and I'm farming huge amount of damage. Already got 92k within like 2 minutes, and he DCP'd those double floods. I most likely what I feel. I have this last attack run. It's like the 5th attack run I'm doing on the Yamato continuously. He's under continuous pressure to just getting farmed by FDR, and he's basically doing nothing but disengaged. I got double flood again with 5 torpedoes, and he is dead. He's dead. This is really ridiculous. I can't even emphasize that, but this design is flawed. If you make a ship like this, it's gonna be really bad, man. That Yamato has no chance but to just run away, and is still getting harassed continuously over time. It's not fun. It's bad. It's a sad moment for battleship, for that Yamato dude. I'm just not gonna lie. There are in many ways the FDR is sort of, you know, not the best, especially against destroyers, but against battleships it is ruthless. There's just no other word way I would say. It's just ridiculous, it's ruthless, and there's just most of the time nothing you can do. Even if it's Kremlin or Ohio, you will have so hard time doing against FDR. But there's but. DDs like Smolensk and Holland are extremely powerful because you don't want to drop them, but they can be a really decent AA escorts. By the way, this is a bug. If you are seeing my aim is bad, no, my aim is not bad. My aim is pretty okay. I dropped for the 5 bombs hit on the Ohio. I got a fire as well. These are Midway bombs, dude. 8 of the bombs, if someone's gonna hit, it's gonna eat a lot of damage. It is as simple as that. The enemy team successfully able to push A and B, and be able to clear up the C flank. The Marceau on the enemy team is doing an extremely good job in making their game, making the game work for them. At the moment, they still have 2 capital ships that I farm, and I still need to make sure that we might be able to get into the game, because at the moment they have 2 caps. Enemy Thunder is in a very good position. He is the only guy who is halting their push from A to C, because he has his crossfire, but he's already getting farmed by Carrier as well. And FDR biggest weakness, which I didn't explain, apart from strong AADDs like Holland and Smolensk, is it is extremely vulnerable to fighters. The fighter planes are really good against FDR because you have 14 planes in a squad, and you don't have a lot of extra planes after that. As you can see, after dropping couple of times, I don't have my full squadron. it's written down there 0 out of 14. So I have only 13 of the planes left in my squadron. So now if a fighter plane comes in to basically help enemy team, I might be able to lose so many planes that my gimmick of dropping constantly a single ship will be gone. I can't do that because I don't have enough squadrons in one, in one full squad. As you can see, I have right now 9 of the planes instead of 9 or something like that. So for this, FDR is weak. But if a carrier is not focusing, if a carrier like Hakuryu or MVR is not trying to help the enemy team like this, then FDR really can cause havoc or wreck those capital ships that are pushing or basically maybe kiting away from their, from the enemy team. You can see the only reason why I'm losing this is because Smollin and Marceau is helping their team to carry. Helping their team, and there's nothing much I can do apart from spotting the Marceau and Smollin, because if I drop bombs have a lot of RNG, which means that I'm not gonna be able to do much damage to them. And if I come up with rocket planes, if they are not perma spotted, my rocket planes will entirely miss. So I mean, these are the things that makes me not go for the destroyers, but also always and almost go for the heavy cruisers or battleships, because they are slow and they have difficulty in maneuver, so I can have a good chance of dropping my payload in the best way possible. Alright, so I'm gonna conclude for this is by the way, it's a first part. I think I have to do a couple of more parts because I have one more ranked battle clip that might even more tell you how ridiculous this ship is against capital ships in general. And I have to make another part, which is probably the part 3 after the captain skill rework, which is coming soon in the 0.10.0. So I hope you guys like this clip and you might be able to understand its strengths and weaknesses. If you have any questions, do let me know. I can explain this all day, maybe in the second part, or maybe I can comment you if you comment me in this video. Anyways guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship.
Just to give one more addition to the interaction of carrier FDR versus destroyer, I have only one thing to fight against, which is destroyer, and especially Smollin. So you can see I'm started to drop payloads on Smollin with bombs. My attack run is ready to drop on, and you can see I already eaten a damage, flak damage. So I'm gonna drop him in such a way so that I understand how he's maneuvering. But I failed here literally really badly. I didn't predict it on time, and I only give him 1 penetration of the HE bomb, which is not good. On the other hand, Smollin is shooting, which basically gives me perma spotting because he is spotted by my ship. He's not undetected, which means I can able to drop the rockets without any issues. And you can see this. If I have my perfect reticle and attack, I can do 7 or 8k damage. 14 rockets does hurt, but the time's gonna go run off, and I can't able to do anything. So you can see the little interaction of destroyer. Anyway guys, I hope you understand what FDR is about, and I feel FDR is ridiculous right now in this state, and I might be able to add up more videos, give my more thoughts or comments how to play FDR if someone has a carrier like FDR, and how to mitigate damage as much as possible in against FDR. Only a carrier player more likely can give you a very nice analysis and give you a nice description how not to, what to do, what not to. I will do it in the second part. For now, I hope you guys liked it and enjoyed it. Peace out.